Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Daniel Munoz. Grew up in Central Falls, experienced homelessness, and certainly saw the struggle that my mother had raising 5 children and the difficulty she faced in paying rent. When we look at cities like Central Falls, Woonsocket, Pawtucket, Providence, you'd have to be making somewhere between $69,000 to $75,000 a year to pay for a mortgage. These are the same cities where we have about 45 to 50% of single-family households. When we talk about housing, we need to think not just about building housing, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but we need to think about getting towards a livable wage. We have $1.1 billion that the federal government's giving us. We should be aggressive in creating supplemental wage programs that can help minimum wage earners today get closer towards that $25 mark. Right now in Rhode Island, there is only an effort to go to 15, and someone on stage will say 19. That's not enough. When we talk about low-income and affordable housing, what's been missing in this campaign is low-income housing. A lot of people will talk about affordable housing, but we need to put not just more than $250 million of the ARPA dollars towards housing. We need to use the low-income housing federal tax credits that exist creatively. Rhode Island has missed $1.5 billion federal dollars that we could have acquired over the last several years because we are not adequately using the available funds of the federal government, or at least applying for the federal funds that the government is willing to give us. None of this really matters if we're not tackling culture of classism here in Rhode Island, if we're not tackling zoning issues across cities and towns, and if we are not really focusing on language, low-income housing. People earning more, people being able to pay for rent, stabilization around rent, people being able to afford a mortgage, all of these things matter, but none of it's going to change unless you have the courage to push on institutions and on politicians that have not been willing to push forward in this area. My lived experience, the lens of equity that I use both on the Equity Council and beyond is going to help me do that as governor. Thank you.
Thank you so much.